The 2023 title fight seems to be an inter-team battle between Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. As with any rivalry, things are looking to get more heated than before. In this video we'll go over what happened, what's been said, and my personal take on the events. I'm Wimbo with another F1 news video. So Verstappen was on his way to score another pole when disaster struck in Q2, and he had to park the car in the pits with what later turned out to be a driveshaft issue. Very unfortunate. Verstappen wasn't too caught up about it, as we see him smiling at the interviews and in the paddock. In the race he made the great package they have count, and he was driving at a secure P2 spot when things got tense again. He said over the radio there was a high-pitched noise. I honestly was afraid that he might DNF again, just like it happened twice earlier in the 2022 season. That luckily didn't happen, but it prevented him from attacking Checo properly, who was 5 seconds in front of him. Now credit where credit is due. Many times in the past 2 seasons we've seen that Perez didn't have the outright pace to keep up with Verstappen. This season the car is below the minimum weight, and it gave the Red Bull engineers the chance to distribute the weight in a way to have a less pointy car, which Perez likes. Verstappen still has a car more on the nose. Perez did a hell of a job and merits that win. Towards the end of the race, a few radios were broadcast between Verstappen and the team and Perez and the team. Perez was told a certain lap time that would get him the win without any risk. Now Checo sounded a little paranoid and he questioned that call. So that was kinda typical, and it shows how badly he wants to beat Verstappen. Verstappen asked GP what the fastest lap time was, and GP said it wasn't important. Max said it was important to him, and the lap time was called out. Checo received a radio saying he was free to push. Verstappen managed to get the fastest lap in the end, and it gave him 1 point over Perez in the standings. Not a big issue, one would think. However, after the race, Sergio Perez said that he wants to review the radio traffic, as he felt it was unfair that he didn't receive a message to attack the fastest lap. Verstappen was happy enough to have scored 19 points starting from P15, but it was also very critical to the team for having the issues that made his weekend much more challenging. In the aftermath of the race, a lot of hype is made about an up and coming huge rivalry between the Red Bull pair. Very toxic tweets coming from Mexico, and it looks like Team LH is having a field day with this as well. A lot of emphasis on Jos Verstappen not celebrating with Checo, and people are rubbing their hands in anticipation with the possibility of a Red Bull war. My personal view is that this won't happen. Both Perez and Verstappen told the press they're looking forward to a nice battle between them, and plenty of photos have come up with the pair laughing and celebrating together. Looking at previous seasons, there's a big chance of Checo having an off weekend, and we will see him drop more points than Verstappen did in an off weekend. As much as I love Checo, I think it would take him longer to cut through the field in case of a grid penalty or an unfortunate quali. The hype around this situation is just to destabilize the best team, or just looking for some sensational stories. So what do you think? Will there be an all-out war between Checo and Max? Let me know in the comments and on the poll on my community page. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Take care now. Doei doei.